No middle ground. I love that saying. Bernie Sanders has that as a hashtag. He floats around a lot, and he has his applications and where it should go. And it just really resonates with me a lot. And you know, the theory is there's just no middle ground on certain things. You know, whether it's the environment, whether it's healthcare. You know, there's just certain places where being centrist doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have a middle ground. And one area I think it definitely has no place for a middle ground is human rights. Centrism, the theory of centrism says, oh, okay, we're going to negotiate our human rights away with the opposition who does not adhere to human rights. Let's process that for a minute. In that measure right there, we're looking for agreements with people who do not adhere to basic human rights. We're going to try to find a middle ground there? That doesn't sound insane? Does that really sound like a point where we should bow down and drink from the fountain of centrism? I am in stark disagreement with this. There is no halfway point. There is no middle ground, you see, when it comes to gay rights, when it comes to women's rights, when it comes to trans rights, when it comes to minority rights. You see, when we start being selective about human rights, we start being okay with human atrocities, like what's going on down at the border. Those people are completely dehumanized. We have completely demonized immigrants, and therefore, we can treat them as miserable as we want to. Okay? Because we've declared, we've made deals with Republicans who don't care about human rights. There's no middle ground here, guys. There's just none. And any argument is DOA. It's one thing I will never, ever, ever, ever compromise on. And there's other things that I won't compromise on, maybe for another video. But one of them is no middle ground for human rights. It's just, we cannot do that. Okay? And this is my point here. Centrism can't get us there all the time. You have to double down on what you believe in. You have to double down on your progressive values. You have to stay strong to them because you believe in human rights. You don't, because of centrism, you don't think, oh, well, there is a halfway point between human rights. Yeah, okay, I'll negotiate that. No! How about no? Has it ever occurred to you? No? What about no? Have you heard of no? You should try no today. Take 2 no and call me in the morning. Just no. No negotiations on human rights, on the environment, on things that are just objectively, like, that should be objectively left alone, okay? You don't bargain clean air and clean water. You don't bargain with human rights. It's just absurd. It's just stupid. It's a stupid place to be in discourse. And it's insanity. And everyone's saying centrism is, oh, it's the way to go. It's the way it should be. No! Not on everything. It's not the way to go on everything. Have some values. Stick up for what is right. You know you don't need to argue with anybody on these points. Just have some backbone. Believe in what is right.